Bouattia, who is the National Officer of the National Union of Students, Black Students Campaign.
Hi everyone, assalamu alaikum. Nice to see such a packed room. Congratulations to all the organisers for a great event. This is actually the first of the second phase of the Students Not Suspects tour that's kicking off over the next couple of months. So if you know friends that were really eager to come or based in the north, then please do direct them towards us, or just watch out for Facebook tonight, where we should hopefully launch the event. So I'll give like a tiny snippet of the education context, and then mainly go into the practical solutions, actions, what can we all take away, and how can we get stuck in like rooting out this incredibly problematic and racist project led by our government. So really, Spaces of Education first became a focal point for Prevent in the 2011 upgrade of the strategy, which stated that more than 30% of people convicted of Al-Qaeda-associated terrorist offences in the UK between 1999 and 2009 are known to have attended university or higher education institution. Another 15% studied or achieved a vocational or further education qualification. This in reality is quite an invalid point, because according to figures by HEFCE, the Higher Education Funding Council of England, in 2011 to 12, nearly 40% of the population attended universities in the UK. So statistically, this puts universities actually as a lower risk environment, if anything. And this aside, the logic that some people convicted of terrorism had attended university makes them targets of counter-terrorism is no more well thought out, we say, than the idea that 99% of terrorists buy groceries from supermarkets, therefore Tesco's must be a radicalizing hotspot. And if you prefer to have the picture painted to you in figures in relation to just how racist and Islamophobic the strategy is, you know, it was touched upon before, but you know, all you have to do is look at the referrals. 84% of referrals to Channel program under Prevent between April 2012 to March 2014, for whom their religion is known, were Muslim. You know, started at a point in 2007 where there were 5 going on to just within the first 5 months of 2015. And the referrals of those aged under 18 in 2014 was actually 1,006. And those under the age of 10, 47. And the number just continues to grow. So whilst the idea that universities and colleges are so-called hotbeds of extremism is a fallacy, it's important to consider the political context of those times. Having followed the wave of solidarity action with Gaza following Operation Cast Lead at the beginning of 2009, and the protests against tuition fees at the end of 2010, there was a burgeoning repoliticization of students and dissent from young people, which was presenting a serious threat to the government's interests. So when the new strategy arrived in 2011, it really helped undercut that. The 2011 strategy was also the first Prevent version to address extremisms beyond those committed by Muslims, which I'm sure some would have applauded at the time, given how long they'd lobbied the government for this. But if anything, the way that this played out was a case study for the inherent pitfalls of reformism. In doing this, the government merely expanded the scope of what could be criminalised. So what Prevent has done, particularly since it's become a statutory duty, is cast a net of surveillance across society, maybe very, very rarely catching the rare, genuine case, but criminalising everyone else in the process, and destroying the concept of innocent until proven guilty. Within the education sector, Prevent and the language around it also takes on a particular character. For further education, it's conflated with safeguarding, and for higher education, it's bound up with equality and